Welcome back to the TBC show, where we educate you to help you to take back control of your life, health, and wealth. So today I want to go through what investing is. So I want to quickly go through a little bit of the definition of what investing is and how you may be able to start investing, where you can start investing as well. The main origin and main reason for this show is to help you and educate you on how you can earn wealth, how you can accumulate wealth, which is very different to earning wealth, and how you can protect your wealth. I'll go through a little bit regarding some of the other details of the Take Back Control 3 core pillars, but we'll go through that in another video. But that comes down to life and health as well. But mainly what we're going to be doing through the TBC YouTube show is we're going to be going through investing, accumulating wealth, and how you can protect that wealth and how you can earn that wealth as well. So what is investing? So today we're going to quickly run through just what investing is, like I said, and we're going to run through the asset classes that you can park your money in, essentially, to help you to earn a little bit more or accumulate a little bit more wealth. So what is investing? So to start off, I wanted to go through investing mainly because it's a trending topic right now, and also because the fact is that I wish I had started investing a lot earlier. So if I can get my word out there to you guys and get you to start investing earlier and start investing today, then that's my job done, because that is going to help you to accumulate wealth so much faster if you start today. So we're going to go through a little bit of a quick definition of investing right now. So first of all, the definition of investing, this is taken from Investopedia. If you're interested in learning more about investing, I would highly suggest that you look up Investopedia. It has a lot more information that we'll be going through in this video today, that you can learn about investing, asset classes. You can look at all different types of markets. It's very, very interesting and highly suggested. If you don't want to, just continue watching the show, because I'm going to go through all of this stuff as we sort of delve into investing and the markets and things like that too. So the definition of investing: the act of allocating resources, usually money, with the expectation of generating an income or profit. So that is what investing is. That is the definition of investing, taking it from Investopedia. And it's really important to know that. But the problem is that if you know the definition of investing, that's great. But you also need to know what money is. Now, a lot of people have a different story around money. A lot of people say that money is everything. A lot of people say that money is a necessity. Many people say that money is life. That is not my philosophy. I don't even think of money as anything other than a tool. So I'll go through my definition of money first, so that you guys can understand what money is and how you can use money to accumulate more money. Okay, so money, I believe, is subjective and increasingly objective, I guess you could say, is an objective tool we use to find value in the products and services we wish to attain or buy. It is nothing more than a concept. Now, this is really important. It's nothing more than a concept, a story we tell, okay, that we created to make buying and selling of products and services easier. It's nothing more than that, and it's a story that we can tell everyone, and it's what everyone accepts. So if you go across the world and you bring in an Australian dollar, you exchange it for, let's just say, a Japanese yen, you will get obviously a little bit less for a Japanese yen for an Australian dollar, but it depends on the exchange rates at the time. However, if you exchange that, and you can then buy in Japan, whereas back in the day it was salt, sugar, gold, silver, all of those things It doesn't matter what it was, as long as it was accepted from person to person. That's the key, and it's a tool. It's nothing more than that. That's what you want to understand. Okay, we used to barter as well. Like people back in the Middle Ages, early centuries, would have been like, hey, I've got this land, and you've got that land. Want to do a direct swap? And that's what they would have done. Moving on though, so I just want to quickly go through and say the money system is really important to understand. The flow of money as well is quite important to understand, and it really helps your investing. And it's one of the reasons why I started studying financial planning, so I can understand the flow of money a little bit more. And if I understand the flow of money, I understand where I can accumulate money more efficiently, and that's what investing is about. So let's go back to investing now. Now that we understand money, let's go back to investing and go through why I would have started investing earlier. And the simple thing is compounding. So if you don't know understand what compounding is as of yet, Albert Einstein, not sure if this is correct or not, but it is said that Albert Einstein said this was the 8th wonder of the world. Compound earning, compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. Okay, the reason for that and the beauty of investing is that if you invest $1 today, okay, now we're not talking about inflation or anything like that today. We want to keep it really simple so that you guys can understand what investing is. Just plain and simple. We won't go into present value or future value, because that's also really important to understand, but we won't do that today. Investing $1 today, if that $1 earns you $2, then that $2 earns you $4, and that $4 earns you $8, and that $8 earns you $16, and it just continues to compound and compound and double and double and double. Now, I'm not saying that if you put $1 into Tesla as a share, it's not going to double and double and double forever. That's not possible. It just can't happen. However, investing is really important to understand, because if you can understand compounding and the power of compounding, you understand just how much money you may be able to accumulate just from investing. Now, where do we put our money? There's a few different asset classes that you can put your money into, because if you understand investing, you understand compounding and the effect it has on your money, then the next part is just understanding where to put your money. So there's a few different, there's 5 main categories, I guess you could say, that are asset classes. Now, what an asset is simply a resource with economic value that an individual, corporation, or country owns or controls, okay, with the expectation that it will provide future economic benefit. I've taken that from Investopedia as well. I thought that was a really good definition. Big one for that is plain and simply, if you own something that gives you money in the future, that's an asset, okay? So let's say, for an example, a house. You buy a house and then you buy a second house. The second house goes up in value by $10,000 in a month, let's just say, or goes up in value by $10,000 in a year. You sell that house, and then that economic benefit, that extra $10,000 that you've just earned, makes that house an asset. What you do need to understand is there's the opposite of that, which is a liability, where you own something that you have to pay for. So that could be a mortgage on your house, so that therefore is a liability. A car loan, it could be a car, just plain and simply, because you have to pay for that to use it. But you could also turn it on its head and think it's an asset if it's earning you money, if it's taking you to your job. So there is all sorts of different things there. But let's get back to it now. Now you understand what an asset is. Let's go back to the different asset classes that we can invest in. I don't want to go through them all today. I just want to go quickly through shares a little bit more in detail, so that you can understand why investing in shares is so important and why that's my personal philosophy. I invest pretty actively in shares at the moment. Not super actively, but I am an active investor. So what the asset classes are shares and equities. Okay, so that's good to understand. We'll go through that in a different YouTube video. It'll take a while to go through what shares are and things like that, but just think of them as companies. You actually buy a share in a company. Bonds and coupons, again, we'll go through that in another video. Very hard to explain all of the asset classes and what they are, and in detail as well, so we won't do that today, but just think of it as you own a loan, essentially. So the bank loans you money, and then you loan a company money, and that company pays you interest. That's essentially a corporate bond. Commodities, so commodities such as gold, silver, wood, all those things. So natural resources, those are commodities. Cash, obviously we know what cash is. Money is cash. Cash is king, as most people say, although the world is going into a cashless society, so that'll be interesting. And then of course the fifth one is real estate, and that's been a big money maker for millennia. Massive money maker for many people, so that'll be interesting to go through too. We'll go through that in a later YouTube video too. All right, cool. And then there's crypto. Sort of goes into two different asset classes. Like it's categorized into like cash, like sort of, but then you can also put it into commodities as well. So we won't go through crypto too much right now either, but that's an interesting one. Very interesting. Cool. So the main thing that I want to go through today is why investing is so important. I've gone through compounding, but let's go through what I guess a share market return could be like if you had invested way back in 1938. So I want to go back to 1938 just because historically that is when the actual first index, I guess you could call it, started. So the ASX 200, then the All Ordinaries index. So back in that day, it was around about, I think, 50, hang on, I'm looking here, 50 basis points was 1938 when the All Ordinaries started. And today, the ASX 200, which took over in 2000, I think roughly, is at 7,272.7 at the time of this recording. So that's basis points. So from 50 to 7,272 basis points. That's a big gain, huge gain. So to put this into context and why investing is so important, if you would have invested $1,000 in 1938, the amount of money that you would have in the share market right now, if you had not invested anything else, if you just put that $1,000 in there in 1938, you would have $144,454 today. Okay, that's really important to understand. That's not including dividends. Okay, so dividends is when you get paid based on the units that you hold in that index. Now I won't go through that or what dividends are just today, but essentially you get money each quarter. Sometimes it's semi-annually and sometimes it's annually, but essentially you just got to remember that companies pay out dividends, which is always good too. Okay, so that's a huge return, massive return on stocks. Now that's of course over 90 years. It's very unlikely that you'll put $1,000 and in 90 years take it out. So we won't go through in detail we won't go through in detail regarding the more life-like scenarios just yet, but that's a really good concept to understand. Like, it's a huge return and you could make a lot of money, accumulate a lot of money, I should say. Okay, so if you do have any investing questions, if you are interested in investing and want to learn more in a particular asset class, or if you want to delve into a little bit more into what crypto is or real estate, then highly suggest that you put in the comments below and ask your questions. I will get back to you as soon as I can. I might even make some videos around it, and I'd love to know what you are doing in your investing right now. Put in the comments below, are you following any particular trends or anything like that? That'd be great to know, and I'd love to do some research and look into it myself. But until next time, take back control.